Good afternoon. Rationalist dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I will directly go to the subject allotted to me because being a retired bank officer who has put in 36 years of service in banking profession, time management is most priority subject. For bankers, money is not money for them. For bankers, money is not money for them, time is money for them. So keeping in view, I will swing into the subject assigned to me. I want to present my talk as precise as possible. This goes back to the year 2009, where a similar conference, rationalist conference, was held in Chennai under the patronage of Periyar University. At that time, I was opportunity to meet our great rationalist, D. Samba Shiva Rao, who had also attended that conference. While introducing ourselves, I introduced him that I have written a book on Charvaka. I have written a book on Charvaka in Kannada. Then immediately, spontaneously he reacted. When you have written a book on Charvaka, do you know that in Karnataka there were Charvaka schools? In Karnataka, that has been indicated by great Telugu scholar Dr. Arudra. He is not only a scholar in literature, and he is also a renowned playwright in cinemas, Kailas and he referred that one. In fact, I took aback. I wondered, when I have written a book on Charvaka, I was not knowing about the schools which were prevailing in Karnataka. When he went back to, when he came back to Hyderabad, immediately he mailed me the relevant portion of the Charvaka schools which has been indicated by Dr. Arudra in this book, Vemana. He had said, of course it was in Telugu. Sorry, I apologize that first of all, I am not well versed in the Telugu, although I can understand and comprehend Telugu, but I can't speak that. That is one-sided, that is unilateral understanding Telugu. So I apply for that. Then I gone through it, whatever the relevant portion sent by Samba Shiva Rao, and it was the responsibility shoulder on me to make a field studies in the places which he had indicated in that one. The first one was at present, that is Gunderi. That is a village called Gunderi. Earlier it was Charvaka Pattanam. That is in Chitradurga district, Vadalkere Taluk. You call it Taluk or Mandal?
Taluk.
Okay, Taluk. anything. First I went there, I studied that one, but for your kind information, the people who are dwelling there comprised some of retained professors, principals, but they are not at all knowing anything about Charvaka, Lokayata, not even an iota of it. When I wanted to elicit some information through many ways, in a very clever way, what I could elicit is only this much. This Gunderi at present, earlier Charvaka Pattanam, was an important Agrahara. Agrahara means an education center, wherein all disciplines of this doctrine, philosophy, subjects, prominently including Lokayata or Charvaka Shastra. So I could get that information, that layer of the information, so that I could pull the whole rope. So I confirmed that whatever the Dr. Arudra indicated, so there was a school in Charvaka. People were also knowing about straightforwardness of what is called Bhautikavada. And then I went to Lokada Holalu. By the side of that Gunderi, one more village is there. Earlier it was embedded in Gunderi itself. Now it is separated. Its name itself indicates, that signifies Lokada Holalu. Earlier it was Lokayata Polalu. It was Lokayata Polalu. Gradually, now it is converted as Lokada Holalu. There some considerable evidences, epigraphical evidences, I could get it. Of course, there was one Shasana, what is called as scripts, Shasana. But I could trace it out in one of the farm field. But the owner of that field, what he has done, do you know that? With the fear that if it is exposed to any vested interest people, they may snatch the ownership of that field, land. So what he has treated roughly to harass the whatever the script inscribed there. So I could not get anything, but somehow I studied it. It was also a Charvaka center and followed, I mean succeeded by Buddha followers. See, wherever we go to study about the Charvaka, one significantly we can make out that Charvaka philosophers or followers were succeeded by Buddhists. That too, do you know that very cleverly they have occupied the place of Charvaka, pretending that they are also followers of Charvaka. Then gradually overshading this Charvakism, then they propagated Buddhism gradually. So after studying in Lokada Holalu, no, I will go swiftly to some workplace to another. The details of which I think it is not known to you Telugu people, because my detailed report, the detailed article has been published in Telugu. That is in your Swechalochana magazine itself. Although it was written in my mother tongue, that is in Kannada, but our Samba Shiva Rao pursued it, and he got that article, detailed article, and he got it translated into Telugu through one of the expert translator by name Mudhar Venugopal of Anantpur, who is well versed in bilingual translation. Of course, that Samba Shiva Rao could get it upon the suggestion of one of the senior rationalists of what is Anantpur by name V.V. Radhakrishnamurthy. He should have come here, but I think somehow he has not come. What about the translator Venugopal? Whether he is in our midst today? No. Okay. So that has been duly published in Swechalochana issues, covering 2 issues. August 2016 monthly magazine and subsequent magazine, that is September 2016. So whatever now I deal with the subject is not novice to you people. Probably you might have read it. Then I went to another place, that is Beguru. That has also been indicated by Dr. Arudra. Again, that Arudra indications based upon one historian called B.A. Salitor. I thought that B.A. Salitor was an Anglo historian, but to my surprise, I came to know recently that he is none other than our Kannadiga. That too, native place is Mangalore. Salitor, that is near Mangalore. He is a historian. He has written a book, very in an epic, I can say, that is called Historical Notices of Lokayat. Therein, he has substantially noted that Charvaka schools were prevailing in those places. I have already covered, that is Gunderi, then Lokada Valadu. Now I went to that Begu. That is also indicated by Dr. Arudra, which you said. I studied. I took my Petrov. She is also in our midst. Saraswati Garu. I took her assistance. I went to that Begu. I studied there also. Begu also was prominent place of Lokayita Education Center. In those agrahars means earlier schools, the important subject which was being taught in those education institutions was Lokayita doctrine, Lokayita Shastra. Any person who knows about Lokayita philosophy or doctrine, he was very much respected by the people. Do you know that why? See, any Shastras can be argued, debated, or one can be defeated, but it was not easy to defeat the person who is expert in Lokayita. That's why the people were very scared, and they were giving more respect to them. So it has assumed a very prominent place. The person who has, who knows Charvaka philosophy. That was the important aspect I could elucidate there. Then I went to Balligavi. Balligavi is also indicated by Dr. Arudra. That Balligavi, I need not explain to any persons, those who are knowing the philosophy confined to our Karnataka. Allama Prabhu, great philosopher, great philosopher, guru of Basavanna, Basaveshwara also. That is the native place of that Balligali. There I could make a detailed study how that Alap Prabhu became such a rationalist philosopher because of his guru called Animisharya. Animisharya, I think that is indicated in so many epics and in so many books, not only confined to South India, even in North India also. Even if you go to Delhi and in other places, in Nagpur also, that indication, I mean references of Animisharya, I will know. I do not know, probably he might have come from North and he became the guru to Allamattu. Naturally, Animisharya is well known for his straightforwardness, Bhautikavada, then Kanditavada, by preaching Charvaka or Lokayata. So that was the basis to Allamattu. I studied there in detail along with another one scholar I had taken with me, that is senior most rationalist and good writer in Karnataka, Anati Satyanarayana. I know that Nagarigere, Ramesh and all others, they know it. I had taken him also. So after studying that Balligali, the details of reports I have made it in my report. Then I went to Somanathapura. Somanathapura, that is situated by the side of famous Kaveri river in Karnataka. There also studied. There also I came to know that there was a big school that is called Agrahara, Educational Agrahara, in which that Lokayata or Charvaka doctrine was being taught in the texts of education, that is in Agrahara. Then I realized that Charvaka school was there in Somnathpura also. So that was the main traces of Charvaka. So that is the end of the places where I made the field studies and brought out some of the important things to trace the Charvaka philosophy. But to my surprise, apart from the places indicated by Dr. Arudra, already I have covered that Lokada Vadalu. It was not indicated by Dr. Arudra. One more place which I mention, you may wonder. Really, you may wonder. The place, the name of the place itself is Charvaka. That is in South Canara, Mangalore district, Puttur Taluk, Kaniyura Hobli. We call it Hobli, I think you call it Mandal. Kaniyura Hobli. From Kaniyura, about 5 kilometers away, one village is there. That name of the village itself, Charvaka. About 600 houses are there, comprising 3,000 population, and the houses are sporadically spread because in the coastal area and that Ghat section, that villages are sporadically there. If it is one village, I mean one home here, another house is quite away. But to my surprise, that particular place from where one central minister is there by name Shobha Karandlaje. Shobha Karandlaje is from that native place only. Still she is in central minister. Earlier she was in our state assembly minister. I phoned her before going to that place. Then she told that no, people are saying quite high of our village, but we do not know about how that Charvaka name has been derived. So why can't you go to that my native place and you make a study and bring out your report. You share me your findings, that one, and I will make necessary arrangement to make your study very comfortable. So immediately she phoned to her brother by name Lakshman Karandlaje. They were all waiting for us. And do you know that wherever we go, even in that Kaniyuru, you will find that Charvaka Education Institution, Charvaka Cooperative Society. Charvaka Cooperative Society is, don't think that it is mere cooperative society, it is functioning more than a bank. And Charvaka Hotels, Charvaka Fertilizer, I wondered. Then I went directly to Charvaka village, where I could find one person knowing much about that place and history. He was postmaster by name Patel Charvaka, Gopala Krishna Patel Charvaka. His name is suffixed with Charvaka. Of course, when I try to elicit some of the information how that name has come, he went on telling so many mythological stories, which I precisely tell you. So that tracing back to Devi Purana. Devi Purana. From Devi, that how these gods have born, do you know that? You know, he explained. From left side Shiva born, from right side Vishnu born. He went on telling. But I insisted him, how that Charvaka has come, Baba? No, I will tell you. Then he told. See, when Vishnu came out from the body of that Devi, there was a demon called Tarakasura, probably you might have heard. He was giving trouble to the public of the time. Then all the Trimurtis entrusted this work to Vishnu to see that how that Tarakasura can be defeated, to save the people who are annoyed of that Tarakasura. Then Brahma told him, no, you cannot defeat him unless you molest the wife of Tarakasura, who is Pativrata by the modesty that he has derived that power, additional power, that Tarakasura. Unless you molest this, no, I am precisely giving without going elaborating. Unless you molest that Tara Devi, a Pativrata, her modesty, you cannot snap him up. Then what Vishnu do you know that? That Tara Devi was fans of this Bhautikavada, Yatharthavada, Vastavavada, pronounced by Charvaka. Came to know that this Vishnu took a what is called mask, no, not mask, pretending as if he is Charvaka, in the dress of Charvaka, he went to Tara Devi, and somehow with all preaching Charvaka philosophy he attracted and molested her. Then he could defeat Tara. So in that way, that Charvaka reference will come. That particular play, Yakshagana play, is being played in that area, that is Yakshagana, that is called, one is called Devi Puranam, another one is called Tripura Mathana. There, Charvaka, see, you may wonder, this particular man who was explaining, that is postmaster, Gopala Krishna, Patel Charvaka, that fellow himself was very famous in playing that Charvaka role in that mythological Yakshagana. So with all studies, I could conclude my field studies. Then I made a detailed account of that. I wrote a narrative article. Then it was translated to in different languages, particularly with the persuasion of Samba Shivarao. It was translated to Telugu. For your information, here my senior friend Narigare Ramesh is here. In fact, he was about to translate it, but before that, Samba Shivarao got it translated from that Venugopal. So, while concluding, I will give one information to you. There is one book. Probably you might have noticed that book. That is called. This is in Marathi. From Charvaka to Marx. See, do anybody has read this book? This has been translated to Telugu also. From Charvaka to Marx. This has been written by Prabhakar Sanjigiri, Marathi writer, and it has been translated in Kannada by Chandrakant Pokle. So if you go through it, whatever I have explained, that Buddhist followers overshaded Charvaka and then they propagated Buddhism. So he says that it is another type of attack on Charvaka. So this is details, you can go through it. So with this one, I conclude my presentation. So long live rationalism, long live scientific temper. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Venkataya.